Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this DELL Inspiron 15-5576. So the charge port, or DC jack, whatever you want to call it, is broken on this one. Actually tested with a new one to make sure if it'll work, and it did. Here's what the original charge port looks like right now. It's all destroyed. Okay, so the way you can test it is you have to buy a replacement, and then we're going to go ahead and remove this bottom cover. Okay, so undo the screw using a JS1 screwdriver. We're going to get under here and then pop this up. Okay, just pull it up. You might have to bend it, like flex it a little bit like that. Okay, so I just use my thumb and my palm to kind of push it, and there we go. We got the bottom cover off. Very nice and easy to remove. Okay, here you can see the battery, 2.5-inch SATA hard drive, and M.2. Is this a PCIe NVMe? This is actually an M.2 SATA SSD. I don't know if it supports PCIe NVMe, but it has this slot here. So yeah, and the notches, I don't know. People always tell me like the notch will line up for the one for the right SSD. The notch is on this side, so that would mean it would support M.2 PCIe NVMe's, but I always see the notch on that side. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and take a look. So you have the DC jack charge port cable going here. It goes up into here and goes out here. Kind of a bad design because you have to take a lot of this apart just to get to that to replace it. I don't know why they did it that way, but that's how they did it. All right, anyways, you're gonna unroute this cabling here. Okay, you just need to get just enough. We're gonna zoom in, and then I'm gonna show you. We just grab this as close as you can to the connector, and you kind of just wiggle it as you pull, and there you go. It pops out like that. So if you need to replace it, you would get another one, and just make sure you plug it in the same way, with the black wires going towards the RAM and the red wires going towards the hard drive. Basically, I plugged this new one in. You can see how it's supposed to be with that plastic there, and then I just plug the charger in, and the computer worked. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to disconnect the battery, take it all apart, and then put the new charge port in place. Okay, so the battery connector is right here. Basically same thing as the DC jack. We need to unroute the wires from this thing, lift it up. We're gonna grab here, wiggle it as we pull, and there we go. We got the battery connector out. Okay, let's go ahead and actually remove the battery from here. Battery model, if you're curious, is 357F9. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but 357F9. Okay, and it's a 74 watt-hour battery. We're gonna need to use some special screwdriver for this. I think it's a T8. Looks like it. Let me try a T9 just to be safe. T9 actually fits like too tight, maybe. I mean, it does fit, but it doesn't go all the way down. So I think T8. All right. Next thing we're gonna do, let's go ahead and remove the battery screws. So we're gonna just undo these using a T8 or Torx 8 screwdriver. Okay. And you want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and length. The way I do that, I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. Alright, if this video helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, looks like the battery does have 2 screws down here as well, so make sure you remove those. Okay, so 5 screws in total. And then we're going to remove the battery by using this plastic tab. You just get that and you can pull it up. If that doesn't work, you could always also kind of get in here, but be careful not to damage this cable. Just get underneath and kind of lift it. Okay, so just like that. We're gonna kind of have to slide this out, like pull it forward this way because these little feet. But there we go. This battery actually looks very nice and clean. I wonder if they changed this recently. They might have. Maybe the charge port was broken and they thought that it was the battery. Ugh, there's like a cockroach or beetle or something in there. You see that? So I'm gonna have to use some little tweezers to get that out. Looks like it's dead. It's not moving. Uh-oh, I dropped it in there. Can't grab it. It's too... Can't grab it. Okay, I guess once we remove the bottom cover, we'll get it out. Okay, we'll get the SSD out here. Oops. So we're going to have to be switching back between this JIS1 and the T8 or Torx 8 screwdriver. Okay, so we'll get that screw out, and then we'll lift this slightly up here, and then we'll pull that back. And there we go, we got the SSD out. We'll set that aside. Okay, we have the 2.5-inch SATA hard drive here. There's 4 screws holding that down. So we'll get that out. You can actually upgrade this to a 2.5-inch SATA SSD as well. So if you want, you can make the computer a lot faster and more durable doing that. If this supports a PCIe NVMe SSD, I highly recommend upgrading that as well, because again, that will make a huge difference and will speed up the computer a lot. Okay, so we got those 4 screws out. Now to remove this, we have the hard drive cable here. So to remove that, you just grab this tab where it kind of goes together and then just pull straight up. If it's stuck, you might have to kind of pull more on one side, but there you go, it came out relatively easily. So we're going to get underneath there. Be careful not to yank on this wire and damage it. And here you go, that's what it looks like. This piece is removable. You can kind of grab this and pull it off. Sometimes what I do is I'll pull this and then I'll get my fingernail in the little gap there, and that makes it easier to remove. So if you get that, or you get like a tool in there, then you can kind of use that to help pull that, and you can see how easily that pops out. Okay, I'm going to put that back in and just leave that there. Okay, we're going to have to unroute this whole cable here. So I'm going to just unroute it there. And this part is really flat, so I hope the replacement one, it's not as flat, but hopefully it will seat just as well. Okay, just like that. Again, make sure that you put, when you put the replacement one, you put it right. So I need to remember which way this goes. Okay, we have the wireless antennas here, which are going to be a little bit tricky to get out because there's not much room to work here. But we'll lift up from this back side here and push that out of this little clip thingy area. Now that we got that, we can work it over that way, and then we can work it over this way, and then we can work it over that way, and this way, and that way, and this way, and that way, and this way. All right, these cables are going to be a little bit difficult. It actually goes, let me see if I can show this. So this cable needs to go out towards the side, the black one, and the white one needs to go out towards the other side. So lift it up, swing it out to the side, and then raise it up. All right, same thing with the white one, but the opposite direction, goes out that way and up. And then to remove the antennas, you just go from the tail end and then lift it up just like that. Same thing with that one. Black wire goes to the black arrow, white wire goes to the white arrow. Okay, we're going to remove this screw. Again, JS1 screw. Comes out just like that. Pops up at an angle and you just pull it out. I don't know if there's any important information there that you might need, but there you go. Okay, we'll set that aside. All right, what else we got here? So we got all of this out. Man, there's probably going to be a lot of bugs in there. I see like some, oops, let me zoom out here. I see some gunk up in this thing. But yeah, all right. RAM, we don't need to remove to work on this, but I am going to pop it out just to show you. So pull those 2 tabs to the side, comes up at an angle like that, and here you go. This is PC4 2400T, so you should be able to use any PC4 2400T. You can upgrade to like 2 16 gig sticks. I don't think they have 32 gig sticks, but if they do, you can probably even put 2 32 gig sticks for 64 gigs total. All right, before we remove the LCD LVDS connector, I'm gonna carefully open up the computer, and we're gonna press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds to drain any residual power. This is more important when removing the LCD LVDS connectors, but I could have done this like before getting all the other pieces out. Okay, so a little bit more, there we go. Let's close this up, and let's go ahead now and remove the LCD LVDS connector. Same thing like the hard drive, just pull this tab, pull it up, and there we go. All right, we're gonna unroute it from here. Just unroute it just like that, and there we go. Okay, so next thing, do we have anything else we need to remove, or can we just pop everything out, all the screws? Okay, so we got 2 screws up in this corner and then 2 screws back here. These ones are more for holding the hinge, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to remove the keyboard first. So let's go ahead and flip this over. Be careful with all the cables that are down there. And we're gonna remove the keyboard here. So the keyboard, this one's actually a nice design. You can see these little notches there in the keyboard up here and here. I just use this thin metal tool. You can use whatever, like a thin flathead screwdriver or whatever, to get in that notch. But basically I'll get this tool in here and then work it in there, and there you go. We can pop this up just like that. I'm gonna hold onto this to keep it up. Then we're gonna go on the next side here. Can be a little bit difficult to get the tool in there, but there we go. Okay, we got that side. We're gonna work on this side now. Just like that, and then this one out, just like that, and the last one. Come on. There we go. Okay, now that we got all those out, you kind of like push it in a little bit like that, so that way the side clips can go up. Then we're gonna carefully slide this that way. Carefully flip it. All right, now we have access to the keyboard backlight connector. There's a little latch there that we have to flip up. Let me actually see if I can zoom in for you guys to see this. Okay, so there's a little latch here. We're gonna flip that latch just like that, and then we can pull this cable out. All right, keyboard connector, same idea. There's a latch here, flip that, and then you can pull it up slightly and back. And there we go, we got the keyboard connector out. Keyboard, is there keyboard model information? Here you go. Usually I go based on the, you can see the part numbers there. So you can try searching those things. But usually I just go based on the laptop model number and search for keyboard. Okay, anyways, we'll set that aside. As you can see, there are some screws hidden under here and a bunch of latches. So this is probably for the power button. I'm gonna flip, oops, sorry. So this one is probably for the power button. I flipped that latch up. I don't know if I'm gonna have to pull all these out because the motherboard, we don't know. The motherboard might be screwed into this piece, or it might be screwed into the other one. We'll find out. All right, let's go ahead and remove this screw. And we do want to keep them all in order, so make sure you know where these screws came from. So there's 2 screws on the inside here, one there and one there. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unlatch these, so that way if I lift it up and it does pull on them, then they're not just going to randomly like pop out. And there might be a good chance it's going to pop up because we did have to take out this keyboard, but we'll find out. Okay, so we're going to close this up carefully, slowly. We're going to flip this back over, and let's go ahead and remove the screws from the bottom here. So again, there are 4 screws, so we got one here. Again, keep them all in order. One here. Okay, one here. And one more over in this corner. And I think that's all of them. I don't know if I'm missing any, hopefully not. And then I'm gonna try and pull on this a little bit and see what moves. So I have a feeling the motherboard might be attached to this side, but we'll find out when we go to try and pop it out. Okay, we're gonna very carefully and slowly open up the laptop now, because now it has less screws holding the hinges. Okay, we're gonna zoom out a little bit. And then I'm gonna get my fingernails in the little gap here, and I'm gonna push on the palm rest, and let's see which side pops forward. Okay, so this side isn't really budging, so we're gonna rotate it, and we're gonna try from this side. So we're gonna get my fingernails in this gap, and then push from here, and it's not really budging there either. So, this one might be pretty difficult to pop open. Okay, let's see if we go from this side here. I'm gonna try and go on both sides and just try and pull them apart. And so far, nothing wants to give. Wow. I do see a little bit of the gap opening from the palm rest area up here, but it doesn't want to pop out. So I don't know if I'm missing something here. Got all those screws out. Let's carefully close this up, and let's see if we start from the back here then. So here I can see another like gap right under here. Let me see if I can get my fingernail in there. And it's kind of popping out a little bit. Okay, that seems like it might be working. So this popped out a little. It looks tricky because it goes down and then it goes into here. So let's try and pop that out. And that did pop a little bit. I'm starting to think the palm rest area is going to be what pops out. You can see we can pop this out. Okay. So this all popped out, and that's on the palm rest side. So I think we're going to have to flip this over. Open this up, and we're probably going to have to pull this side up. Right? Is that what's happening? No? It doesn't seem to want to pop out easily. Wow, okay. We'll close it a little bit, have it as a tent here, and see if I can pop this out. Wow, these clips are too strong. But when I pull this, the heat sinks are staying attached to the bottom part. So, wow, this is really tough to get apart. I don't know why. Are there some hidden screws I didn't see here? Are they hiding screws under these rubber pieces? I don't think so. I must be missing something. Rotate this sideways. Let's see if we can pop this edge out. Okay, that's popping out a little bit. That's popping out a little bit more. Continue working our way down this side. Actually, is this supposed to separate from the palm rest assembly, or is it because they dropped it and it cracked there? Wow, these clips, whatever's holding this is way too strong. I think this is not supposed to separate here. Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to separate there. What is holding this thing together? Jeez. Okay, I don't know what's going on. This computer doesn't want to pop apart. Am I missing something? We got these screws out. I might have to use the metal pry tool to pop it apart. Let's get this in there and let's see. Okay, there we go. I think that's working. Jeez. Does it pop back? Yeah, it does pop back normally. So those are the clips. So we have to kind of go up this way to go up into the palm rest area and then pop it. And that does unclip. So we're going to continue going in that direction, I guess. I don't know, these clips are really strong, so there we go. Jeez. It's working, but these clips are super strong. Okay, so you can actually see we're able to pop this out, but it looks like we're gonna have to use this tool to do all of it because it doesn't want to come out any other way. Jeez. And these clips are like super strong. Okay, I'm scared to pry that area, so let's go ahead and go over to this side now. I don't know why these clips are so strong. I hope I'm not breaking any of those clips. Okay, looks like it's working. Okay. Oh yeah, those clips are all good, but they're super strong. I don't know if you can see them, There's a clip there, 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 there. And which side is holding on to where? Okay, oop, I think some plastic's coming out now. So definitely the top half is what's coming out. So again, you do want to make sure that those things are all, what do you call, oh, there's the bugs. I think that's what we're losing. The bugs are what's making those sounds. That's gross. Okay, throw that in the trash. Okay, I don't know how I'll explain to you guys how to remove those other than using more force. I didn't see any easier way to do that. Okay, so we're just going to continue pulling on this. So this cable definitely we're going to have to pull out. LED, we'll pull that out as well. And the power button. Okay, so we're going to continue working our way over to the side. So the clips do kind of need to go in towards the center, but it looks like I do have to use like this tool to kind of pop them out because they are so strong. So we're going up the side here. And they're kind of popping out, and some of the things are still holding. There we go. Jeez, those clips are super strong. Screws aren't even needed in this laptop. Okay, so I'm just pulling on it now, and we're gonna try and get this in there. Okay, we're almost there, I think. Okay, we're getting that up. I did unclip the back clips a little by hand, but as you can see, they're still holding on. Are there hidden screws under the rubber? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Okay, so close this up again a little bit, like a teepee, and then we will try and pry this up, I guess. This part is what's stuck here, this little piece, but it doesn't want to pop out. Jeez. I don't know. I think I just have to like pull it harder. Whatever they do for these clips, they're super strong. So I'm going to get my fingers closer up there and hopefully they will pop out as I'm pulling. So I'm going to push down here and pull up. And no, it doesn't want to come out at all. Okay, I'm going to try and slide this whole piece forward. So I'm going to turn it sideways here. Hold on the screen back here. Push that way. And still nothing. Jeez, what is with these clips, man? I don't know what's going on here. These clips are way too strong. I don't want to just lift it straight up and crack it, but I might have to. So I'm get my hand underneath inside here, lifting up. And these clips don't want to give at all. We're going to close this. It's this clip here. Let me get this tool. Can I get this tool in there? There's not really even a gap to get the thing in there. Okay, let's try and unclip this one here. It doesn't want to unclip. There we go. So got that clip a little bit, but I can't get this piece out, and this is what is preventing it from opening. Right? Pretty sure. I don't see any other spot. Let's go to this side and pry this one up. These clips are way too strong. They don't want to come out at all. I don't know how this will even release. Is there a gap here? I don't feel one. I don't think it releases there. I don't know. What is going on here? How do we get this out? I don't know what's going on with these clips, but they don't want to come out at all. Does this piece come out? Oh, wait, what? It suddenly let go of itself, and now I can actually remove it. How did that happen? Okay, what about this side? No. I don't get it. How did that happen? How did that clip release? Let me show you here. This clip randomly released itself. It does need to be pried upwards, so I don't know. Maybe because this clip came out on the other side, but this one's also already out. So I don't know what's going on. I can't even get under there. Jeez. Okay, maybe if I go from the side, inside here, and kind of twist it a little. No? I can't get that clip out. What is going on here? Okay, well, I accidentally clipped the side back down. Since we got this up, maybe I just lift it, rotate it, twist it, rotate it, twist it. What is going on? Rotate it. Jeez. I don't know what's going on with that clip, but it doesn't want to come out at all. Push it in some. No. Nothing's working here. Oh my god, there's so much like bug poop stuff in there. Do I really want to open this thing? I'm scared. I can't get in this gap to take it out. I don't know what to do here. Don't know what to do. This is like the thinnest tool I got that will work. And it doesn't want to come up at all. It's just that one piece. The rest of these clips are out. Looks like. So I don't know. It doesn't want to go. It's all just this one piece here, and it doesn't want to move though. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna separate this to work on it because it doesn't want to come out at all. Oh, there we go. I guess I just had to pull harder. And here we go. We got this out. I'm gonna have to clean that. There's like bug stuff on there. And yeah, anyways, we got to this. And it looks like the design is very dumb because I'm probably gonna have to take everything out in order to replace the charge port, even though the charge port is right there. But let's go ahead and see. Here you can see all the dead bug stuff in the corner there, probably like bug poops. So I'm gonna brush this off into a trash can next to me real quick. Give me a second. And yeah, I think that stuff doesn't come out. It's like rusted on or something. So I'm probably gonna have to leave that be. Nothing is happening. Is that a worm? Look at that in that corner there. It's like making a cocoon. Shoot. Well, let's get that guy out. Okay, got that out. Alright, let's see how we can get the charge port out. Hopefully we won't have to take everything apart. But here you can see, I guess the LED one we didn't have to disconnect. It does stay in there, and that's the activity lights. or whatever you want to call them. Flip that latch back down. Okay, can we, okay, good. The fan pops up. So what we can do, we can move the fan out of the way, and then we should be able to get the charge port in there. So we're going to go over here. We're going to disconnect this fan by wiggling this connector. There you go. And then we can lift this fan out. You do have to be careful with these cables down here. Okay, unroute them. And we should be good. Okay, here you can see the charge port. And then you also have the screen cable. I'm going to have to clean that out because there's some gross gunk in there. Okay, let's see if it will clean off. Okay, and that did work. So we got that out. Okay, now let's get the replacement charge port here. So the charge port, I don't know if there's a specific way it needs to go, but this does just lift straight up here like that, and it comes out this way. So let's take a look here if there's any special way it needs to go. I don't think so. I think as long as the charge port goes that way, it should be fine, right? Oh, I see. You have the raised plastic pieces here. Zoom in. Come on, focus. There you go. We have the two raised ones up there. So those two will face straight up. And then we drop this into place. Just like that. And then this goes underneath there. So let's take this back out. Oh, it's stuck in there pretty good. There we go. I think this cable has to go on this side, so we're going to slot this in first. Okay, and then this has to go that way, so we drop that in. Okay, just like that, and push that into place. And we should be good as far as that goes. We'll get the fan back on top, and make sure you get these cables back in there. Okay, you don't want them just loose and rolling around. Just like this. Get back under there and into place. Good. Fan goes back on top. Get this cable in. Pinch it together. This is kind of getting in the way. Get that fan, get that down. Perfect. Okay, so we got that all in place. We're gonna get this and toss it aside. All right, let me clean up the stuff that fell out of here, all the bug guts and whatever plastic bits that might have not made it. Okay, that's kind of gross. All right, so we're gonna get over here and we're gonna put the palm rest back on top. Okay, I don't think we really disconnected anything there. Looks good. If you're wondering, you got this cable here for the two USB ports and the headphone jack, as well as this speaker cable here that goes to that. You got the BIOS CMOS RTC real-time clock battery here. And what else? These have little flip latches on them that you have to flip up to pull them out. And then you got this cable here, which converts into these two cables for here and here. This one says speaker and this one says power. What? Oh, it's probably to power this thing. I don't know. It says IO power, so it powers this. And I think that's it. You have another speaker connector here, likely for both of them because it has 4 wires. Then you got another fan here, which I think also, yeah, also easily comes out. Actually, I should get rid of the gunk in here while I can. Okay. And this side, I think, was already cleaned up. Yeah, this side's already clean enough. So get that back in. Now we'll get this back on top. And click everything back down. This is Inspiron 15 5000 Gaming. Man, these clips are so strong. even after popping them out, they're like super strong. All right, let's go ahead and get this cable back in. So these cables, you just slot them, line them up, slot them in, and then put the latch down to hold it in place. The latch is important. Without the latch, the cables won't actually engage into the motherboard. Like it won't even be like they're plugged in. So make sure you don't damage those. Okay, we got that. You got these two screws that I'm gonna loosely fit first, and then we gotta push it all down to clip everything into place. Okay, let's clip all this stuff back in. Make sure that you kind of squeeze, pinch both sides. Okay, just like that. Carefully flip this over. We're gonna pinch the corners here. We're gonna also pinch here. All right. We can carefully close this up and then continue pinching it all back together. Jeez, these clips. These clips are insane. It's insane how strong those clips are. Okay. They don't even need screws in here, I think. All right, we'll open this back up. We'll get these two screws tightened down. Okay. All right, let's get the keyboard and the keyboard backlight connectors back in. Make sure these latches are up. Okay, pretty straightforward. Just get it, line it up. This one goes in slightly at an angle so that the wings can go past those raised bumps, and then latch that down. Same thing with the keyboard backlight connector. Also has the raised wings. Get it in there and latch it down. All right, to put the keyboard back in, slide it into place. The bottom pieces have to slot in there. I like to hold this up and then work my way up the sides first and get that one engaged. Same thing on this side. Do that, and then you can put it down and just do that. Okay, there we go. Close this up, flip it over. Okay, we can get all these screws back in. This one here. So it's interesting, the fan has a screw going in from the top and a screw going in from the bottom. Okay, get that one in. Get this one in. Good. Just get some dust out of there. Or bug poops and legs. Alright, get this back in. Okay, so now this wire, it's kind of a little bit longer than the original one. And then we have this guy that needs to go in this way. Make sure that you plug it in the right way. The black wires go towards the RAM, the red wires go towards the bottom. So we're gonna line this up. Plug that in. Alright, there we go. All plugged in. Let me double check with this broken one. We had that went this way, and then yeah. Okay. So we got all of that. We have the wireless antennas here. So I'm gonna route the wireless antennas back in the slot that they had it in. Okay. Just like before. Hopefully you guys can tell what I'm doing here. Okay. Get this one into there, that one under there, this one over here. Okay, and then let's get the wireless card in place. So we'll get that guy in. Get that screw, push that down, get that in. Make sure that the wireless card isn't resting on the half plastic piece that's raised up. Okay, wireless antenna, this one, route it under there. Okay. Get that all lined up and click that in. Alright, it's very important that you make sure the wireless antenna is lined up before pushing it down. Otherwise, you'll easily break these pieces, okay? So, get that lined up and click that down. There we go. Alright, so the charge port wire, we gotta route all this excess wiring here. So just go around. The wire is a little bit thicker than the original one, so hopefully it will go in, but we'll see. Hopefully we won't have any issues. Okay, going in, following this here. You can see it's not as flat as the original one, so I don't know, we'll see. Also, it comes out way further up here. So, where's all this excess slack gonna go? It doesn't fit right. I don't know. I can try and slot this under here. Okay, these wires are much thicker than the original one, so I don't know. I'll try and push some of this slack into this little hole there. Looks like it's kind of going. And can we get this underneath there? This wire's kind of thick. Uh-oh. So this clip came up. The wire's too thick for it, I think. I don't think this is going to work. I don't know. We'll see. The cover's going to be kind of popping up, trying to hold this down. You can see this piece, it just came up. So we're just going to take that out. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to keep all the excess of this wire in place. But, got that. This one can tuck under here, hopefully. I think that tab's going to break as well. So go like that. This one under there, and okay. That's about as good as we can get it. Alright, we're going to get the hard drive in here now. Flip this guy over like that. Drop that in. Line that up and push that down. Good. 4 screws holding that. Okay. Just like this. Okay, that one. Don't forget the LCD LVDS connector here also needs to be routed in these things. Okay, get that into place, line it up, and push that down. Good. All right, battery, and I think we're good to go. So the battery needs to go in at an angle like this. Drop it down, and then we just get this plugged in. There we go. Push this cable down into the wire management routing. Oh, why is that like move around? I'm gonna get my hand under there and use that to help push it, I guess. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get the battery screws in. We need to switch back to the T8 or Torx 8 screwdriver. Oh, we forgot the SSD. Make sure to put that as well. But let's go ahead and get these screws for the battery in. Okay. Last 2 for the battery. This one. Alright, let's get the SSD back in, and then the bottom cover. SSD goes at an angle like that. Push it down and get that screw in. There we go. Alright, so let's zoom out again. We'll get this in place. Alright, and let's get that bottom cover on. Plug it in and power it on. I already plugged it in before, so I know it's not going to have any issues. But let's go ahead and get this all back in. This wire's kind of too thick here, so I don't think this cover's gonna sit well. Yeah, this part is too thick here. So keep that in mind when getting this cable aftermarket. It doesn't sit flat properly, so it'll kind of be a raised bump right there. But yeah, let's get that screw in. Oh, actually, it closed pretty well. Okay. Oh, no, the clip pops out too easily, but there we go. Okay, so we got it all clipped in. And we should be able to flip it over and power it back on now. So let's flip it over, power it on. I see the charge light, or the power button light is on. Since we disconnected the battery, it might take a while to start up, but there we go. All right, and it looks like we're good to go. Date and time says Monday, March 6th, 9:41 p.m. That might actually be right, so I don't think I think I didn't, oh, actually it's 10:03 p.m. But anyways, you can see it's working. It's always a good idea to restart the computer one time after starting it up after changing all the stuff. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. Again, if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.